The playboy lifestyle of JFK, the 35th president, was a dog. He used the Secret Service to smuggle women into the White House for daily entanglements. It was often more than one. Complained that if he didn't have sex once a day, he'd start getting headaches. I feel your pain, brother. He kept detailed records of all of his romantic conquests. That shit was longer than the Bible. He hired 2 secretaries whose primary role was to skinny dip with the president, making Bill Clinton look like an altar boy. He had a steamy affair with Marilyn Monroe, the gold standard for beauty in her era. The equivalent of Donald Trump and Kim Kardashian making sure the neighbors know their name. He had a full cleanup crew to remove any jewelry, hairpins, or underwear left over from an affair. Those are tax dollars well spent. After smoking 3 joints in the Oval Office, he responsibly declined the 4th, just in case of a national emergency. He was encouraged from a young age by his father to have sex as much as possible, so he ended up stealing his pop's mistress. Lesson learned. He even had an alleged affair with a Nazi spy. My man was such a dog he became a security risk. Insane life of Steve-O. There's no way this man should still be alive. He jumped off a balcony at a college party and broke his skull, with no one even filming. He stapled his nutsack to his leg, just for our entertainment. He spent 3 hours alone in a bathroom with Mike Tyson. I'll let y'all imagine what they were up to. He swallowed a condom filled with weed to get it past Swedish authorities, and then threw it up live on stage. This man was a voluntary drug mule. He had a SWAT team pull up on him when he scaled a 150-foot crane to protest SeaWorld. Nowhere near is SeaWorld. He attempted to have a friend blow fire off his head while hitting a fire-breathing backflip. He went to clown college 2 weeks later. He broke his back when 50 Cent pushed him down a set of stairs in a bellhop cart and didn't take one painkiller. He snorted lines of wasabi. Spicy. He tattooed a portrait of himself on his back. Let's get the shit in the Louvre. He tight-roped across an alligator-infested pond with raw meat hanging out of his underwear. He got voluntarily launched by cranes in a porta-potty, and he has a tattoo of a man having relations with an ostrich. The absolutely bizarre life of Johnny Depp, the biggest freak in Hollywood. He spent $5 million to shoot his best friend's ashes out of a cannon. Now that's a good friend. When it was reported he drinks over $30,000 of wine a month, Johnny was insulted and said it was way over that. He collects Barbies, animal skeletons, and insects. He spent $75 million on 14 properties, including a $30,000 a month home for his mother, who's no longer alive. He's best friends with Nicolas Cage. It's a more prolific duo than Shaq and Kobe. He bought his daughter a $7,000 couch that was featured on Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Seems like a good price. Said if it were up to him, he'd have killed Bin Laden with a lethal dose of LSD. Let's get Johnny in the Pentagon ASAP. He has a sound engineer feed him all of his lines through an earpiece, cause Johnny don't got time for memorization. He had a $1 million wedding to Amber Heard, and a $7 million divorce settlement. Look at the pain in those eyes. By the age of 14, he said he'd taken every drug imaginable. Sounds like an ideal childhood. He was also the sexiest man alive. Savage career of Kobe. Rest in peace to the most ruthless competitor on the planet. When asked why the Lakers struggled in 2012, he responded with a poignant question. What am I supposed to do? Pass to Chris Mim? Damn. He routinely took jump shots guarded by the entire team and still got buckets. He stayed stiller than the Queen's Guard at Buckingham Palace when Matt Barnes tried to press him. He refused to let his teammates wear Kobe's if he didn't deem them worthy enough, so no one on the team wore Kobe's. Before starting his 7-hour workouts at 4 in the morning, he'd bike 40 miles like Lance Armstrong, without blood doping. When Obama told Kobe D-Rose may have his number, Kobe said if he calls, I'll pick up after the 5th ring, and I'm convinced these two had that planned out. He once played a game lefty after tearing his rotator cuff, because playing with one arm is still better than passing. His immediate thought after winning his 5th title was that he now had one more than Shaq. During team intros as a rookie, he said, "My name's Kobe, and I ain't no bitch." He called all of his teammates softer than Charmin, and blocked Kyrie and told him he was the same size as Bow Wow. Savage life of Al Capone. The original Scarface was not to be fucked with. He's killed at least 400 people. That's like taking out all 30 NBA rosters. He had 60% of Chicago police on payroll, creating more jobs than a politician. My man was such a freak in the sheets, he single-handedly kept the brothels of Chicago booming. If an establishment refused to buy liquor from Capone, he'd blow up their store. No mercy. When he hit on another man's girlfriend, he got slashed across the face. And that's what happens when you disrespect women. He got expelled from school at the age of 14 after he RKO'd his own teacher. He once wanted to see a jazz musician for his birthday, so he kidnapped him. He rocks exclusively $100,000 suits. Move over, Men's Warehouse. He lived a high life in prison, with carpeted floors, furnishings, and a radio. It's the equivalent of a PS5 in 1930. If you didn't plan to vote for a politician of Capone's choosing, prepare to have your voting booth met with C4. My man was so terrifying he made himself Time Magazine's Person of the Year. And when he finally got arrested, it was for tax evasion. Playboy lifestyle of Frank Sinatra. The man with the voice of an angel was a demon. A former lover once said Frank is only 110 pounds, but 10 pounds of it is his penis. He starred in an adult film at the age of 19. This man was Johnny Sins with vocal range. He hosted after-hours sex parties in the steam rooms of casinos. His only rule? No gangbangs. The man had a code. In 1938, he got arrested for having an affair with a married woman. This man was such a thought he should have got the death penalty. He stole Marilyn Monroe from Joe DiMaggio before putting her on to his close personal friend JFK. These two were definitely operating on demon time. He dated Gloria Vanderbilt, so he's most likely Anderson Cooper's father. Report that, CNN. He loved natural women, but despised perfume. So if you had on any fragrance, he'd have no choice but to hit it and quit it. Just be yourself, ladies. He once lost $500,000 gambling in Vegas, hijacked a golf cart, and lit his room on fire. Just another day at the office. Playboy lifestyle of Charlie Sheen, the unstoppable party machine. Don't try this at home. He slept with an alleged 5,000 women. That's like fucking an entire small village. And 200 of those bodies came when he was HIV positive. Pray for them. He went on a 36-hour bender with a revolving door of lucky ladies, but ended up leaving the party early on a stretcher. Just months before divorce, he began dating 2 women at the same damn time. They were both 20 years younger and porn stars. When his ex-wife demanded more money for child support, he reduced his payment by $45,000. Now that's a father figure. He claims to have healed his own addiction through the power of his mind. If there's one man that can do it, it's him. He was banging out 7-gram rocks faster than KD could score 30. He describes himself as a rock star from Mars, and I see zero lies. He even pulled a knife on his own dentist. My man was not trying to floss. He says he possesses tiger blood and Adonis DNA. I guess Charlie just built different. During the birth of his own son, he was betting on WNBA games. Let's get this man some help. Savage career of 50 Cent. Hip-hop's indestructible supervillain. He offered to pay Floyd Mayweather 750 racks if he could read just 1 page of a Harry Potter book, but Pretty Boy couldn't pronounce Slytherin. He got shot 9 times and bounced back faster than you can respawn in GTA. He posted a video of himself roasting a teenager who had autism. He hacked the system like Ludacris in Fast and the Furious and released a sex tape featuring Rick Ross's baby mother. He even threw his own commentary over the video. Move over, Marv Albert. He blamed his horrible first pitch on excessive masturbation. When Young Buck called up 50 Cent to vent about his dire financial situation, 50 recorded it all and posted it online. That's what friends are for. He posted numerous photos of himself flaunting his cash directly after declaring bankruptcy. He superimposed the game's face on a stripper and made him look like a snack. He bought 200 front row seats to a Ja Rule concert to ensure the venue looked empty. 50's just a little bit petty. And he even came for his own grandmother. No one is safe. Absolutely bizarre life of Elon Musk, the real-life Tony Stark. Instead of playing Fortnite, he coded his first game at the age of 12. He dropped out of Stanford after only 2 days. He used to drink 8 cans of Diet Coke a day until he started losing his peripheral vision. He launched a Tesla into space that's currently rotating the Earth. He hasn't had a week off of work since 2001. My man needs a hobby. Has a net worth of $24 billion, but only gets paid an annual salary of $1 from Tesla. He was Robert Downey's inspiration for Iron Man. He developed a $500 flamethrower that he calls not a flamethrower for legal reasons. Is attempting to colonize Mars. And he also claimed he used to be an alien. I can buy that. Had an impeccable hair transplant. Take notes, LeBron. Put out a banger of an EDM song called Don't Doubt Your Vibe. I won't, Elon. Has argued there's a 1 in a billion chance that we're actually living in a base reality. He also once worked 24 hours on his birthday. The savage life of Vlad Putin, ruthless Russian warlord with an impressive set of skills. He tried on Robert Kraft's Super Bowl ring, said I could kill someone with this, and walked out the damn door. He scored 8 goals in a hockey exhibition with former NHL stars. He could have been better than Gretzky, if he isn't already. He had a traitor shot down at point-blank range on his birthday. He's an expert in multiple extreme sports. Tom Cruise ain't the only one that does his own stunts. He's aided a Syrian dictator with valuable military weaponry, but he has the ability to communicate with horses on his Professor X shit. He's known to leave foreign officials waiting on their asses for up to 3 hours. How you gonna disrespect the Pope? He hunted down a blue whale and tackled it with his bare hands, and sources say his magic stick was significantly longer. He bombed his own city and blamed it on the enemies, but he also has a black belt in judo, so I don't want no problems. He'll lock you up for your political beliefs, but he remains one of Russia's elite snow bunnies with double the net worth of Bill Gates. Savage career of Michael Irvin. This man could not be contained. When he pulled up to the team barber for a cut, he found an offensive lineman already in the chair. Irvin politely asked him to move, but he still wouldn't budge, so he stabbed him in the neck with a pair of scissors. He partied for days at a time with no sleep, took as many substances as he scored touchdowns, and had consistent 5-woman orgies. And he always tried to involve his teammates, the true meaning of a veteran. He leased a house exclusively for his and his teammates' side pieces. Now that's a wise investment. He punched a referee at a Cowboys charity basketball game, who was only a volunteer. Directly after practice, he'd visit strip clubs to scout local talent. Now that's a man who has his priorities straight. When a man found out his wife was having an affair with Irvin, he put a hit out on the playmaker for $30,000. But you already know no one could catch him one-on-one. He was nearly the victim of a carjacking, but the thieves backed down because they were massive Cowboys fans, and he refused to snitch. And he rented a 30-foot van to transport his mistresses to the Super Bowl. Insane life of Johnny Knoxville, the most fearless man on the planet. He broke his penis while attempting to land a backflip on a motorcycle. He didn't know how to ride a motorcycle. He voluntarily entered the bull ring on multiple occasions with a cigarette dangling from his mouth and got absolutely obliterated while on roller skates. He face-planted off an alpine slide and appeared to be fine until later that night when he blew his nose and his eye popped out of its socket. He had his crotch swarmed by 15,000 bees just for our entertainment. He took a swinging sledgehammer directly in the nuts. Instead of a simple photo shoot, he got pelted by paintballs for the cover of Rolling Stone. He had an orange slung 100 miles per hour directly at his ass. Now that's freshly squeezed. He got launched at maximum speed directly into a barn for no reason. He draped himself in raw meat and had rabid dogs attack and didn't even sweat. His first popular stunt featured testing out self-defense equipment, a stun gun, taser, and pepper spray directly in the eyes. And he ripped wild amounts of gas at an LA yoga class, which I respect and admire.